Awesome. Hey, folks. Welcome to everybody here. This is the kickoff webinar for our newest developer contest. It's going to be just me for today, so you're going to get to hear a lot more of my voice, which I know is something that you all were dying for. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and we can get started. Okay. Hopefully y'all can see this. So this is our most recent developer contests, and it is the Bringing Ideas to Reality contest. This is not the first time we've done this kind of contest, but every time I'm excited because I think it is such an interesting synergy where the community is collecting these ideas and giving feedback. Our product managers and folks are refining these ideas and figuring out how best to categorize them and what to tackle. And then the community can also actually implement these ideas and be rewarded for doing so. So this is a category that is very near and dear to my heart. I know it's also a big favorite of product. They love to see how y'all implement these ideas and actually go through the process of bringing these ideas to life, bringing them to reality. So yeah, this is our newest contest. The duration we're going to run from the 17th, which is today, and the contest is going to go until December 7th. So you have about a month or so in there. We have a prize pool like usual of $12,000. I'm going to show how that breaks down in a minute for placement. But first, let's actually dive into the topic. So we are looking for in this contest applications that implement any of the ideas that you can find in our ideas portal. Specifically, we want ones that are either community opportunity, which is where our product managers have gone through and have identified something that is a good fit for a community solution, or future consideration, which is an idea that we are considering implementing in the future but is not currently on our roadmap. So this is an opportunity to potentially build something that you have been hoping for or that you see as like a really acute need. Maybe it's something that we're thinking about, we don't have on our roadmap, but you want to use your expertise to actually bring that to fruition a little bit quicker. All great ideas. So any idea with these two statuses are up for grabs here. General requirements, you've heard me say this 100 times. You probably hear me say it 100 more. The application has to be fully functional. It has to be original. You can't just import some library or make a direct interface to something that exists. We have a little exception here for certain kind of C++ applications, probably won't come up. It can't be an existing project. It can't be copy and paste. It can't include proprietary code or reverse engineer any products. And it has to just follow the terms of service. Only new applications are accepted, which we kind of goes without saying sometimes, but it's worth calling out here. There are exceptions for things like taking an existing project and creating a brand new version that greatly expands on the capabilities and whatnot. But this should be something that you've built for this contest. It needs to work with Iris Community Edition or Iris for Health Community Edition. This can be locally downloaded from our container registry. It can be downloaded as an install kit. It can be via the cloud if you're using it from our marketplaces. Any and all implementations of Community Edition, totally up for grabs here. The application needs to be open source and it needs to be in GitHub or GitLab. You'll want to have version control and have that hosted somewhere where we could actually get at, which is important. The README file, we really want you to have this with the installation steps. You should have like a video demo or just a description of how it works, something so that folks, our judges, and also the broader community can actually take this application and run it, spin it up. We ask that you do it in English, and we're grateful for those of us who maybe only speak one language to all of you for doing so. We have a limit of 3 submissions per developer. So even if you are particularly enterprising dev and you have tons and tons of ideas that you want to all bring to fruition, we ask that you limit it to 3 for the contest. And then different applications that implement the same idea from different folks, that is also fine. So don't worry about somebody claiming the idea that you like the best or that you really had a great idea to implement. Don't worry about it. Totally fine to have duplicates of the same idea. In fact, it might be valuable to have more solutions for the same kinds of problems. So that's not a problem at all. We have 2 categories of prizes as usual, we have our experts nomination, and then we have our community winners. So our experts, folks at InterSystems, PMs, devs, dev evangelists, everybody's going to take a look. First place is the grand prize, that's $5,000. Second place is $2,500. Third place is $1,000. Fourth is $500. Fifth is $300. And then for 6th through 10th place, there is $100 in prize. So these are specifically prizes for our experts selecting winners. And then our community winners, one of my favorite things we do about these contests, is you all voting. So the community actually picking its favorite contest entries and assigning kind of their votes appropriately. First prize on the community winner is $1,000. Second place, $600. Third is $300. Fourth, $200. And then fifth place is $100. So there is an opportunity for both the experts nomination and the community nomination to win prizes. They're not mutually exclusive. So make something. Keep both parties in mind. Maybe you want to build something that we love at InterSystems, but also that the community loves. Great. So in terms of participating, anybody in the developer community, you're all eligible. Only exception is folks like me who actually work for InterSystems. We are not allowed to participate. You can develop applications in teams, so it is totally fine for you to work with between 2 and 5 developers. You don't have to go at it alone, even though many of you might. So you can make teams and submit one entry. And then please remember, when you are submitting your application in the README, highlight the entire team. So include your DC user profiles if you are working on a team, so we know everybody that's involved. We know everybody that was building that. Great. So most of that kind of technical contest stuff is out of the way. I want to go over the deadlines, and I want to go over the time periods again, just to make sure everybody knows. So today, the 17th, the contest is beginning. It is currently open. So you can start submitting, you can start building right now. November 30th is the deadline for submissions. It's easy to remember because it's my birthday. So if you have any questions, you know when it is. But so November 30th is the deadline for submissions, but then the voting period begins. So on December 1st, voting will begin. You'll have our panel of experts digging in, testing, working with these applications and voting and categorizing them that way. And then on December 7th, voting is over. And then we will tabulate the scores, announce the winners, and do this webinar again. The voting period, so the 1st to the 7th, you can still submit and make updates to your application. I would be a little bit cautious. I like to caution folks to do that earlier if you have to, just because sometimes folks will already go through, the experts will already go through and actually see your application. They will judge it, they will assign it, and then if you make updates after that, you might be missing some eyes. People might not see it. So really try and get those submissions in and finalized by November 30th. We've included some resources here. These are just kind of generic resources for working with InterSystems technology. There are some example applications that are good candidates, or that are good templates to work from as you are kind of judging how you want to design this. And then we also have some examples that are ideas that used to be ideas. I believe the unit testing dashboard is an example of that. I'm not totally sure off the top of my head. So lots of stuff here, whether you're experienced with InterSystems building on Iris or whether you're brand new. So there's tons here. If you need help, obviously reach out to us in the community, in Discord, etc. And just to give you kind of a quick glimpse here, this here is our ideas portal. This is categorized, or this is filtered right now to community opportunity. So like I said, these are ones where our product team has gone through, read the idea, categorized it as an opportunity for the community to build an open source library or to build the solution and implement it themselves. There's lots of cool stuff here. You are by no means obligated to pick the ones with the highest number of votes. So just remember, anything that stands out to you here is totally fine. And then similarly, here we have future consideration. Right? So these are ideas where at InterSystems, we are considering implementing this. It's not actively on our roadmap right now, but it is something that we think is a good idea that we want to implement. And if you all find the same thing, if you think that it is also something that is worth implementing, you could try and implement that as a part of this contest. Awesome. I'm going to jump back over. It looks like maybe there is a question in the chat. Let me take a look here. Yuri, is this the last contest of this year? Great question. Yes, so this is going to go from today, the 17th of November, through to the 7th is the end of the judging period. In December, after the period closes, we're going to have our kind of winners webinar as usual, and that will be the last programming contest of this year. So it is a big that's a big finale, if you will. So thank you for that. Great. Okay. Thank you everybody for joining. Can't wait to see the ideas that you choose and how you choose to implement them. So thank you all. The technology bonuses, that's a good reminder. Thank you. The technology bonuses, we're writing them up right now. It's a slightly different kind of category. So we're considering the best way to actually implement those bonuses, considering it's not a contest related to one specific technology. So there's going to be some bonuses. Stay tuned to the announcement. Those will be coming tomorrow or later today. If you haven't kind of worked with this before, you can click this arrow here to go to the next post. Right now, the next one is the kickoff webinar, but from here, you can click it again. You'll see our technology bonuses. So as you're implementing your idea, as you're building your application, there will be an opportunity for you to leverage certain technologies or to pick certain categories of ideas. They'll earn you some bonus points. And you can also write community articles. There's lots of ways to earn bonuses. So stay tuned for those if you are so interested. But otherwise, thank you. And I can't wait to see your ideas.